Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Football United TV. I'm Charlie, and me and Anthony will be going through all the Europa and Europa Conference League games from last night and tonight as well. Let's get straight into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Football United TV. I'm Charlie, and I'm joined by Anthony. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, Charlie, and you?
Yeah, I'm not bad at all, mate. We'll get straight to it then. Of course, there was 2 games last night in the Europa League, but most of them were tonight. So we'll start in the Europa League, of course, and the games from last night. It was the first game being at Porto. It was Porto 0, Lyon 1. With that goal being scored by Lucas Paqueta for Lyon. What was your thoughts on this? Would Lyon expect to win this game?
To be honest with you, this was a tough game, actually. Obviously, with both these teams, Porto and Lyon, you would expect Porto to at least score a goal at least. When I thought this game was going to be played, I thought it was going to have a draw, basically written all over it. But, Lyon done well. They scored the goal, kept a clean sheet. Their defence wasn't that bad, actually. Their defence was better than their attack. So, fair shout to them. They had a few good chances, exactly the same thing as Porto. But Lyon's come at the better end and obviously won the game 1-0.
Yeah. And then the big up Richard in the chat. Hope you well, mate. Here watching this show. The next game, Real Betis 1, Frankfurt 2, with Fekir scoring for Real Betis, Kostic and Kamada scoring for Frankfurt, with Frankfurt also missing a penalty in that game. Would you expect Frankfurt to win this one? Real Betis are flying high at the moment in most competitions.
Yeah, this is a shock to everybody, this scoreline. If anybody said who do you reckon is going to win, I most probably would have picked Real Betis myself. But, Frankfurt, they played well on the day. Shame about the penalty miss, obviously, because it could have been 3-1. But, yeah, I don't know what happened with Real Betis there. To be honest with you, it's like what I said. Expect them to go in favourites into the game and coming out 2-1 with. But it's not over, is it, really? So...
No.
They got to take it back into the obviously the second leg, but then again Real Betis is away, so it's going to be much more harder for them. Obviously the away goals doesn't count now because I think they thought they'd scrap that now, haven't they? The away goals, so is theirs to lose now. Basically, if they really want it, so they're going to have to come in with a game plan and change their style of play from what this game was. But if not, Frankfurt's going to go through.
Yeah. In the last game as well, I forgot to mention Porto had a 95th minute disallowed goal in that one, so that could have made it 1-1, and that's a whole different game out in Lyon. But of course, Lyon are 1-0 up now. And this game, Frankfurt, it's going to be a tough game for Real Betis, but they're doing very well at the moment, and I reckon they could scrape a win maybe, but I can see that game going either way, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then
another
team that are flying high at the moment in Spain, Sevilla beat English side West Ham by a goal to 0, with the goal being scored by Mané in the second half. If I'm a West Ham fan in this situation, of course I'm upset that that West Ham have lost, but it's not the end of the world. They can definitely take it back to West Ham and win 1 or 2-0 in that game, can't they?
Well, yeah, they can do that. I mean, unlucky for them tonight. Obviously, it's like what you said, Charlie. They can go back into, take the game back at home and win that game and go through into the next round. But the trouble is, though, you look at Sevilla. I mean, look what they're doing now in this competition. Also, let's have a look what they're doing in the league. They're second in the league, just behind Real Madrid. And to be honest with you, people are saying is Real Madrid's league to lose, obviously, which it is. But it's like what I said. They're treading on their toes all the time. So it's like what I said. This Sevilla squad can most probably win the league because there's only what 3? Is it 3 points between? I think it's just a win.
I think it's a bit. I think it's 5 or 6,
5?
maybe even 7. To be honest.
Oh well, that on the last stream it was. I think it was about 3 or 4 on the last stream. But then again, depends on.
Yeah, and we saw Real Madrid's quality last night in the Champions League at home to PSG as well. So we know how good they are. But PSG have bottling in their blood, don't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna struggle now. PSG. I think they're gonna be. They're gonna be out. So Real Madrid are most probably going to the next round of that one. And Benzema. I mean, it was an hat trick he scored, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So. Do you know what I mean? He's on fire at the minute, especially in this games. When it goes further into the rounds, into the stages, he's everywhere on the pitch, scoring goals, creating chances, assisting. He's doing everything at the minute. So, but then again, he's not a bad player. And despite his age, I think what is he now? 30?
33, 34.
33. Yeah. So like Lewandowski, he's doing well. So. But people would like Lewandowski, they're saying now that he's doing better in his 30s than what he did back in his prime when he was in his late 20s. So,
yeah. Well, in my opinion, anyway, the 3 best strikers in the world at the moment: Benzema, Lewandowski, and you've got Mbappe, who also scored last night for PSG as well. And you saw even the smallest things like that step over to give him the extra half yard to find the bottom corner against Courtois. That's just quality for you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So you couldn't fault him for that. The timing, the quality of the goal. It's just pure genius. Good footballing brain, we want to call it. So fair shake to him.
Yeah. The next game then, Atalanta 3, Leverkusen 2. Quite a good game, this one, with Atalanta edging it. They were 3-1 up, and then Leverkusen got a goal back, which could be crucial to take back to Leverkusen, of course.
Yeah, it could be crucial. I mean, if you're gonna lose away, you just want to be by the goal, the odd goal, which obviously this game is, and then to make it 3-2. So obviously they done well, Ryan Leverkusen, but I mean Atalanta is not one of these. It's not a walk in the park, is it? I mean they're a good team and all that. We've seen them as well, what they're like in the Champions League when they played against Manchester United. I mean, obviously they won, but I mean, it's not just a walk in the park. I don't think they're doing that bad in the league as well, as far as we can remember. So, I mean, fair shout to them. I mean, this is a good game. It can go down to the wire. This game could even go into penalties.
Yeah.
So in the next round, so is a possibility. Is all for the taking for both teams.
Yeah, definitely. And then back to Spain again. A very disappointing result for Barcelona, a 0-0 draw against Galatasaray. They'll be disappointed with this one, won't they?
Oh yeah, this is a big disappointing 0-0 at home, and obviously against Galatasaray. If you would have, in all fairness, you most probably would have thought Barcelona would have won this game. It's 2-0, let's say, for a figure of speech. But obviously it wasn't the be. I mean, obviously Galatasaray, obviously they must have played well in their in defence as well as Barcelona. I mean, that was the only key that was from the both team was actually in their defence. I mean, the game wasn't. I heard the game wasn't that great. The game was boring. It didn't really have nothing in the game at all. So, obviously the scoreline sees it all there. Is it going to be hard for Barcelona to go back into the next game? Obviously playing away.
It's a tough place to go as well, Galatasaray.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, they're going to have to pick up their game. They're going to have to bring their A game into that, obviously, to win, to get into the next round, next stages of the competition. But you would most probably favour Barcelona to do that, wouldn't you? I mean, I know I would, but
Yeah.
it's all to play for on the night.
Yeah, definitely. Big up Charlie and Chelsea fan both in the chat as well. Hope you both well, lads. And then to Portugal, Braga 2, Monaco 0 in this game. With the goals being scored by Abel Ruiz and a late goal by Vitor Oliveira. This is a very good result for Braga. Some people would have expected Monaco to get a result out of this one.
Well, when you see that scoreline 2-0, you most probably think it'd be the other way around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, fair shout to Braga. I mean, they've been doing well in this competition. I mean, obviously they've won a few games. They've knocked out. Who did they have? Was it the last round or a round before? Which obviously they won, which came to a shock to everybody else. So I mean, they have been doing really well. I mean, in the next game, Monaco's in, but is trouble is though, when you're away, you at least, or if you're going to lose, you want to be losing by the odd goal, like I just said in the last game. So it's all to play for Monaco. They've got to step it up big time. Whether they want to get that back to 2-2, maybe force extra time and penalties, I don't know. But at the minute, obviously, as you can tell, Braga's, it looks like they're most probably going into the next round.
Yeah. Big up Music United TV also in the chat as well. And then the final Europa League game, because of course Leipzig got the bye into the next round because of what's going on in Russia. Spartak Moscow got kicked out the competition, so Leipzig got a bye. But the final game, Rangers 3, Red Star 0. The goals by Tavernier, Morelos and Balogun. Ibrox is a very, very tough place to go, and it shows again here. Dortmund lost, Red Star lost there as well, and they've beat some very good teams in the past at home, haven't the Rangers?
Yeah, they have, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, 3-0, that is absolutely fantastic for Rangers. Yeah, this is a strong team, this Rangers team. They're going to go far in this competition. I'm not necessarily going to say they're going to win it, but they are going to go quite far. And if I was a Rangers fan, and some people most probably, obviously Rangers fan, they most probably be, happy or over the moon for that, to go so far into this cup competition. I mean, like what you said, they knocked out Borussia Dortmund. We was absolutely surprised when they won 4-2. They beat them 4-2, and then in the second game, I think was it 2-1, 3-1?
2-2, which is still a very good result against Dortmund at all.
Yeah. And then, it's like what I said. So they're capable of going far in this competition. And the attack, I've noticed as well, their attack, that because the manager of Rangers now, that Jerry Van Bronckhorst, he's technically, when he played back at Barcelona, and he said in an interview, he's trying to get Rangers roughly to play the same as what Barcelona did back then when he played for them. So, he's doing the right job there, and he's pretty much spot on with his tactics, his formation, and the balance in the team, and how he wants the team to play. So they've gelled real quick. Obviously since Steven Gerrard left, and fair play to him.
Yeah. Very good team, Rangers. I did kind of want to see in this round Rangers against West Ham to see how they'd fare against the Premier League team. But they look like they should be going through. And, of course, West Ham lost their game tonight. So maybe that shows the difference in quality. But, of course, different opponents. Sevilla, a very good side, especially in this competition. Red Star is a tough place to go. So if Rangers want to basically guarantee to get through to the next round, I think they do need to score first in that game.
Yeah,
away
I
from
think
home.
as long as they go into that game and score a goal. I mean, even if they went into that game, score a goal, and as the saying goes, park the bus. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Keep possession. Slow the game down a little bit. So I think yeah, Rangers are they're safely comfortable into the next round.
yeah, yeah. We'll move on to the Conference League then, with the first game being PAOK 1, Gent 0. PAOK, of course, from Greece, Gent from Belgium. The goal being scored by Kurtic in the 58th minute of the game. So PAOK are currently in second in the Greek league, and Gent are in fifth in the Belgian league. So it so you'd expect PAOK to win this one, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you most probably will. I mean, obviously, but then again, I mean, they were at home and winning it. I know it's nice to score a goal and keep a clean sheet at home, but then again, when you go against, into the next game, anything can happen. It's like what he said. I mean, still, I mean, it is against, they could actually score and put it through to extra time, or they could score 2 goals in the next game. So it's like what I said, like the other games, is not over. I mean, if you were talking like a 2 or maybe a 3-0, then you would have turned around and said, yeah, that tie's over with. They've gone through into the next round. But
Yeah.
I mean, you would most probably favour the OK, but anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And then back to Belgrade, of course, after Red Star lost at Rangers tonight. Partizan also got battered 5-2 at home by Feyenoord, with Nacho and Jovic scoring for Partizan. Turnstra scored 2 for Feyenoord, with De Seurs, Geerstrude and Sinistera for Feyenoord. Partizan currently top of the Serbian league, so above Red Star, even though they're in the conference, and Red Star are of course in the Europa League, and Feyenoord are in third in the Dutch league behind Ajax and PSV. So you'd expect Feyenoord probably to win because the Dutch league's a much higher quality league than the Serbian league. So what was your thoughts on this game?
I mean, it was a good game, a good win for Feyenoord. I mean, 5-2. Safe to say that they're gonna, go into the next round. On this one, in the next game, you can most probably Feyenoord can most probably win the next game. Maybe 3-0 at home. You haven't really got a lot to play for now, having a 3-goal advantage going into the next game. But I mean, yeah, it's like what you said. I mean, with Feyenoord, a bit like a Dutch team, obviously is different class and different style of football there. I mean, they're third in the league. What you said. I mean, this is what the Dutch do, isn't it? They sign all these players in for cheap. If not, you've got youth that comes up through the ranks. They're developing all the time, giving them game time here and there, sending them players out on loan to do this and do that. It is all quality that what the Dutch got. So, but yeah, you can actually turn around and say Feyenoord is safely into the next round. There's no arguments there, is there, really? So,
No, no, definitely not. And the next game, Slavia Prague from the Czech Republic beat LASK from Austria 4-1, with Saw scoring 2 for Slavia Prague, with Ola Yinka and Traore scoring for them as well, and Balik scored for LASK. Slavia are currently top of the Czech league, with LASK being in eighth. I'm not sure how this works. Eighth in the Austrian league, so they're definitely not doing well at the moment. LASK. So this was an expected win, really, for Slavia.
yeah, Slavia, you could predict that. Well, most probably maybe that scoreline, but obviously the Slavia to win. I mean, this last, I got to be honest with you, Charlie. I've never heard of them. I'm not gonna be, I'm gonna put my hands up to that. I've never heard of LASK. But I mean, with this last team, I mean, fair shout to them. I think they've gone as far as they can in the competition. I mean, next round they ain't going to win it. They're going to be packing their bags and they're going to be going home. But I suppose they've had a reasonable run, you know, in this competition, and that's it. But it seems funny how sometimes you see you've got Champions League, Europa League, now you've got this Europa Conference League. All these teams that you've never really heard of, you know, and the underdogs are sort of like, you know, they're all playing well and they're gelling together and they're playing as a team, as a combined unit. And some of these teams have been pulling results out the bag. You know what I'm saying? So there are some teams like this in this competition. I mean, fair shout to them as well. So, but yeah, Slavia, yeah, they're through.
Yeah. The next game, Vitesse 0, Roma 1. Roma did go down to 10 men in this game with the goal by Sergio Oliveira, who also got sent off. Vitesse are currently in 6th in the Dutch league. Roma are in 6th in the Italian league. But there's a lot of very good sides in the Italian league. AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, Napoli, you got Atalanta, Lazio, you got Fiorentina as well. So you'd expect Roma to win more comfortably than this, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would, yeah. Most probably if you would have had another 1 or 2 goals to Roma's name, but obviously it wasn't to be. You know, obviously people always say, "Oh, look, it's just 1-0 and this and that." But let's be honest. All right, they won 1-0. Roma, they kept a clean sheet. They got to take it back to their ground, and you know, I think there's more goals in this game. But you can see that Roma is definitely, you know, obviously they're through into the next round. But obviously with Mourinho, to be honest with you, he ain't exactly doing a bad job there, is he?
No.
At Roma. And to be honest with you, he's actually gone to the English Premier League. And you know, he's got players from there. He's obviously, they got, was it Tammy Abraham from Chelsea? Maitland-Niles from us gone on to loan into there. So, you know, he's pretty much trying to get that balance in his team for them to obviously play well. But obviously, these things, you know, we know it takes time, and new players coming in takes time to gel. But Mourinho is actually he's trying to get them up quick as he can, and they haven't really been too disappointing this season, Roma. So you've got to give them where credit's due. But yeah, I think they'll win the next game, and they'll most probably be safe into the next round.
Yeah. Matt says Roma have dipped since Jose joined. Would you agree with that, Anthony?
I don't know. I mean, the trouble is, though, it depends. Like with, I mean, don't get me wrong. We know in the Italian leagues that sometimes that's one of the leagues that a team can have so many managers. There's always managers leaving in Serie A, left, right, and centre. And Mourinho's been there, but you know, I mean, they may have slightly have dipped, but he's trying to get them back on track. You know, and I think with that Italian, I think Mourinho suits that kind of role, being a manager in Serie A. I mean, he did it when he was in charge of Inter Milan. You know, he won in the Champions League. You know, so you know he can do it. Depends on what players he gets and if they respect him and they respect his you know, his tactics and philosophy and all that getting over to the players. So, but yeah, I think they'll pick up.
Yeah. The next game then, Bodo Glimt 2, AZ Alkmaar 1, with the goals for Bodo Glimt being scored by Pellegrino and the 91st minute penalty by Sol Bakun, with Abukal scoring for AZ. Bodo Glimt are currently second. They've not even played a game apparently, so it must be a new season in Norway. And AZ are 4th in the Dutch league at the moment. But the Dutch league, as I said before, it's a lot stronger than the Norwegian league. So you'd expect AZ to do better, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. AZ Alkmaar, yeah, definitely. I mean, with them being in the Dutch league as well, like what you said, this other team, this Norwegian team, this Bodo Glimt, I don't know if I've actually heard of them. I mean, I know it sounds a bit a bit off-putting for what I'm saying, but listen, I mean, fair shout to them. I mean, they were at home, they won the game. I think that's most probably what any team would want to do. Obviously, playing at home, they want to win. They got the win. Obviously, going into the next round, Alkmaar is going to be home. It could be a different game. I don't think this game is over. I think, if anything, I think you'd have to favour Alkmaar being at home. I think they're just edge it though. They will. I reckon they're just edge it, and they're going through to the next round.
Yeah. The next game, English side Leicester won 2-0 at home to Rennes with goals by Albrighton and Iheanacho. Leicester have fell off a bit this season, but this is another good win for them in this competition.
It is, yeah, you're right. I mean, to be honest with you, going back to what you just said, Leicester has fell off this season, and it's rightly so. You can understand it because Brendan Rodgers has been hit with so many injuries. The last time I heard, it was 14 players that he had out injured. Like, you add those 14 players up, that's your 11-man team, your squad, and you've obviously your 3 subs. So, obviously, Brendan Rodgers has had to do what he had to do. I mean, bringing some youth up into this, up into the first team, trying to get some style of play, trying to get them active, doing this and that. A lot of Leicester fans are, some of them are crying out for Brendan to be sacked. To be honest with you, I don't think he deserves to be sacked. He is a good manager, Brendan Rodgers, but it's just unfortunately he's been hit with injury, and now the last of late. I mean, Jamie Vardy was injured. I think he came back and then he got injured again. So do you know what I'm saying? And apparently the rumor is that he could be anything. He could be out for something like 4 or 6 weeks, maybe even longer. But I mean, going on tonight's result, I mean, it's a good win for Leicester, 2-0. I mean, obviously a struggling side. Obviously in the league due to injuries, and they played really well tonight. I fancy Leicester in the next round as well. I think Leicester. I think they can go all the way in this cup competition. They're one of my favourites to reach the final in this Europa League conference. They are.
Yeah. Would you take Brendan Rodgers at Arsenal?
Yeah, I would.
Would you?
But I would. But in all fairness, I mean, at Arsenal at the minute, I mean, we got Leicester Sunday. That's our next team, funny enough. And I think obviously, I think we'll win that. But I mean, you've got these people that likes Arteta. I mean, obviously, you've got some fans that's Arteta light. Unfortunately, I'm one of those fans at the minute. Is sort of Arteta light. But listen, I mean, if he wins a few games and Arsenal finishes 4th, I think I'll be 50%, and this is only 50% win. I might be 50% Arteta in, but he's got to do a hell of a lot for me to be the right manager for Arsenal. So if he can qualify for the Champions League and get forward the next season, obviously in the Champions League, if he can get to like the round of 16 or quarterfinals, maybe, and then that's it. And then later on, progress, sign some players in and progress and challenge for the title, for the Premier League. And hopefully one day we might win it, and it won't be Man City.
Oh, hopefully not. Hopefully not. The next game then is Marseille 2, Basel 1 with 2 goals by Milik for Marseille. Esposito scored for Basel. Marseille currently 3rd in the French league. Basel are in 3rd in the Swiss league. So you'd expect Marseille to win this one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you expect Marseille to win this one. I mean, it is a good result for them. I mean, but it's like what I said. When it's just by a goal, you got another game to go to. You can't turn around and say, yeah, their favourites go through, because anything can happen in the next game. Look, so I mean, looking at the two teams and comparing them, and the style and the way they play, you would slightly favour Marseille. You would. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, I think Marseille will win. I think it'd be that they'll lose by a goal. I think this scoreline you see in this game would be exactly the same scoreline in the next game, which would be obviously 4-2 on aggregate.
Yeah. And some people would say we've saved the best till last year. PSV 4, Copenhagen 4 in Eindhoven tonight. Copenhagen were 3-1 up at half time, with PSV currently being second in the Dutch league. Copenhagen are at the top of the Danish league. PSV also missed a penalty in this game. How would you feel if you was a PSV fan tonight?
To be honest with you, I know most probably you feel like it's a disappointing result, but it's not a loss. That's what you got to think. I mean, obviously you play, you play to your best, and you play to win. But I mean, recovering and to score 4 goals, be 3-1 up half time, and obviously 4, like what you said, PSV obviously missed a penalty as well. So, but I mean, to be honest with you, with PSV being at home, that sort of made you think, well, what's the second leg going to be like when PSV is playing away? Do you know what I'm saying? So you don't know. I think this could be a tough game. PSV obviously away. I mean, I'm thinking the next game in the second. I reckon it might be another draw, and it might go into extra time, and then obviously, as you know, it might be the dreadful penalty shootout. So that's what I'm thinking. But PSV, you can't underestimate PSV. You can't, because they're such a good team. But they got to bring it. It's like I said it before, and I say it again. Teams like this and results like this in the first leg, you've got to bring your A game into the next leg. You've got to, for you to have a chance, obviously, to go into the next round. And that is what they'll be thinking. But with PSV, they're quite good because they know once they play a team, they know how they play. So, there'll be a way of PSV. They might win it, but that's the way they are. That's the way they play. Is it all theory because of one of my old favourite managers managed them, which was Sir Bobby Robson, and that was the style he got involved in, when he was the manager there. But he seemed to take some of what he'd done there with the other managers that was pointed at the team. So,
Copenhagen will be gutted. There's no away goals with 4 away goals. That's superb for them.
That is fantastic. You can't argue with that.
PSV would have to go to Copenhagen and win, so they could just park the bus and go through on away goals. So they'll be a bit frustrated with that. But of course, they got lucky to not lose the game because PSV missed a penalty. You can see it both ways, to be honest.
Trouble is with PSV now. When they go into the next game, they want to basically the saying is they want to kill this game off within the first 60 to 65 minutes.
Yeah.
And when I say that means being 2-0 up, then bring on your subs, your fresh legs, and then sort of park the bus gradually, play back, and then just hit them on the break if you've got obviously attacking opportunities. So that's what most probably PSV would do or try to do.
Yeah, definitely. And that's it for all the games. So we'll wrap it up there. Just before we wrap it up, where can we find you, mate?
Right, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Anthony Herbert. You can also find me on this channel on Football United TV. This is a good channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. And they do good content. And obviously, cousin from Brazil, So big up to you, cuz, and Matt. Also, you can find me on SVP TV. And you can also find me on little Charlie stream here on the Dugout Daily. And that's every Friday night. And make sure you tune in tomorrow to watch our show.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you can find me here, of course. Football United TV will be here again, same time next week, hopefully, for the second legs. So you can find me here, of course. Dugout Daily on YouTube, that's my football channel. Hit the Apex is the F1 channel. At MCFC Hibs on Twitter and at FootyAwayFans _ Marley's live at 12 UK time for football in the Americas. So make sure to tune into that one as well. But everybody, that's it from me and Anthony, and we will see you all soon. Take care and goodbye for now.